Travis Wayne Goodsell. I got a rooster tail on the front side today. Massive power outage just targeting me and the surrounding area of me. Nowhere else in Utah. Few scattered stuff. Utah. Right here, my location. It began at 6:50 a.m. and ended at 10:08 a.m. And so now I'm suspicious. If you're not paying attention to what's going on with my life, keeping up on my videos, you're going to be clueless. But I did some recordings. I'm going to have to transfer them and add them all into a video here. There's some journal stuff, so part of the videos will be spliced in after I do this. And so, yeah, I was not going to do a video today. Just gonna kick back, chillax. I'm gonna die. The church destroyed me. Remember? I did that video because people are now starting to ask, what's going on? I don't understand. So I did an origin video, villain origin video. The church is pissed. I've been exposing them in severe crimes, and they're pissed. They want me silenced. They're a criminal organization planning to overthrow the government and establish their kingdom of Deseret again. And in order to do that, they've got to destroy America, because their kingdom is criminal. And so Travis Wayne Goodsell channel got shut down with the video getting banned. Why can't my video quality be like this all the time? With false Christ of the great and abominable church. It's scriptures, Book of Mormon, going over detail about the identities. And all Mormons should know this. They read their Book of Mormon. But nonetheless. So, I'll give you the video clip. And yeah, this is suspicious. This isn't normal. For YouTube, yeah, something's up. And people are putting the squeeze to crush and destroy me before the time. I can't wait. So I also have to do some filing of complaints against a certain tenant, Mormon tenant, and we'll go from here. I don't know if I'm able to be seen, but power went out. Let's see, it was 6:50, I believe, when it went out. Called. There's a long lineup. They don't have an automated message. It's Monday, the 25th 24th of January 2021. In 2022. Whoops. There it goes. The first one mistake of the year. Because I've been trying to be careful not to make that mistake. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been out for over 10 minutes now. Okay. Well, as you can tell, it's still power outage. It's still 24th of January 2022, Monday, to start the week, as power outage still goes on. It's now 9:15 in the morning, so it was 6:50. So almost 2.5 hours now. The power has been out. I went back to sleep for an hour, and then showered and shaved, and here I am. So that's the update. It's very interesting how the timing is. Ever since 2015, the news, and it was Ari Melber's show on MSNBC, that reported that Russia has control over our power grids. And then over the years, they've been trying to access them and get blueprints of their locations and stuff across America, and what they do is they just run tests, go across the nation, back and forth, seeing if they can still do it, and just testing to shut things down. And with this one, as long as it's lasting, it's a major one, that's for certain. Whether Russia's involved, I have no idea, but it is suspicious. I did not see my emails, so I don't know if the YouTube employees have come into work to see my complaint about my denied appeal for the video that was banned, shutting down my channel. But if I wasn't on the church's most wanted list, most hated list, I wouldn't even think about this as an attack on me specifically. As the previous ones, I never even thought of that. I think it was 2017 or 18. I think it was 18. Well, it was 17 also, because that's why I got the solar panels and the generators. Is that the power would go off fairly regularly, and I was noticing a pattern on Sundays specifically, and then I'd bring it up to the maintenance guy, and then it was solved. But yeah, I've been able to take down the solar panels today and get those out of the way. The one panel at least has to be dusted. Dear God. So, but yeah, if my channel was approved to go back in operation. That would be weird, especially for this timing, but I doubt it, because they would be coming into work already, and it's an hour earlier in California when the main offices are open in San Francisco. But it's something to watch for. If we get power back, or when we get power back, I'll have to check the online power grid to see how far and wide this was. But if it is Russia behind this, that also is surprising, because apparently they don't believe me when I tell them that the church is plotting on overthrowing them too. That's just weird, because you can never trust criminals, even when they make deals and agreements to partner up in conspiracy against others. You can never trust anybody. You have to cut all loose ends. You have to watch your back. But, oh well. I remember the news talking about the UE. They had arrested some people. I can't remember what it was for. But, oh well. Yeah. So talk about your boring days. And people are still going off to work. If the power is widespread, not just localized, people will be coming home. But away they go, off to work. So, alrighty. I need the internet back so I can get more information about the stats of all this. Because until then, it's all just speculation as to what's happening. And that's what happens when you don't do the research, or you're in the dark on the research. You have to make guesses. And that's what Mormons do with church history. As long as nobody uncovers church history, they can maintain the lie. Even though there are some weird contradictions that Mormons refuse to have answered, and the church comes out and says it's okay to ask questions, it's just not okay to question. We're not going to give you any answers. But it's okay to ask questions. And so yeah, the internet has been awesome in obtaining correct primary source documents, as the Edmunds-Tucker Act, and then most recently getting the Edmunds Act to correct the historical record of the church. And Mormons aren't just not going to be able to lie anymore. They're not going to be able to cover this up, keep it a secret. They literally have to destroy everyone and everything in order to completely cover it up for all eternity. And that's why they've silenced me on YouTube, on Travis Wayne Goodsell. It's because I was revealing too much. See, for Exmo Lex, you know, she wears one-piece underwear for her porn video. And the church doesn't care. You know, They just say, it's religious wear. All religions have some kind of religious clothing. And she does videos about making coffee. Again, the church doesn't care. Religions have word of wisdoms, just like the church does. They don't care. But when you expose that Brigham Young incorporated his church, that it wasn't a succession from Joseph Smith in 1851, and that the United States shut it down as a criminal organization when John Taylor died, that same year, 1887, that Mormons, are not told, and the church is in denial, purposely lying to us about the 4 asterisk presidents claiming to be successors when the United States shut us down. And so the knowledge that Heber J. Grant incorporated in 1923 puts all things in perspective. The person who has his website showing all the incorporated documents, he doesn't understand. He just puts it out there. Church incorporated in 1923. Okay, good for you. That's a primary source document. But he doesn't know how to put it into the context of the bigger picture, as I've done. And so other ex-Mormon channels, likewise, they'll do videos on, 1923 Heber J. Grant Incorporated. And the church says, yeah, so? Brigham Young Incorporated, 1851. So? Nobody understands the significance of each and every one of these. Historians, September 6th, they learned of the rock in a hat, but were unable to put it into the big picture. And so D. Michael Quinn botched it by doing his Mormonism and the Magic Worldview, not understanding the context. That Joseph Smith wasn't doing that for a living. Looking for silver with Josiah Stoll. That's confirmed because he was arrested for glass looking because he wasn't getting any silver for the guy's uncle, Josiah Stoll. And but it was just a misdemeanor fine of $2.68. But when you put it into the bigger picture, you then realize there's more going on than the church is allowing us to know about. Because in the church history, it's Harmony, Pennsylvania, Harmony, Pennsylvania, Harmony, Pennsylvania, Harmony, Pennsylvania. And it's not until 1838 when we are informed about Susquehanna Harmony. But there was no more harmony in Susquehanna. It hadn't been there. The church wasn't even formed yet when they no longer called it Harmony, because they can't have 2 harmonies for the post office. And so Susquehanna changed the name. And that's important bombshell information for church history. Because where did Joseph do all the things he did? Was it Susquehanna Harmony, which was no longer Harmony? Why are they calling it Harmony? Or Harmony north of Pittsburgh, where Sidney Rigdon was in the vicinity. And when you see that Sidney Rigdon is the major author of the Book of Mormon, oh, I see. But when the church doesn't want this known, and they order YouTube employees to silence me, keep this truth hidden from you, and then when I find out more damaging stuff about the current church, And for example, they're not prophets, seers, revelators, or translators. They're all fields of science. And they're none of those. They haven't predicted anything for the future. They refuse. We're not going to give a date. We're just going to say what the scriptures say. And let Mormons speculate. And for seer, they lie about church history, about church present, and about their plot for the future. They just lie. They cannot and will not tell the truth. And then Revelator, signs in the heavens all over the place for these 4 or 5 years now. And they're saying, nope, nope. And they're silent. They're not letting their membership know, oh, this is the latter days. These are the signs. Yay! This is the church's time to shine as Latter-day Saints. And nothing. Silence. And so, translator. Oh my God. The chief cornerstone of the cornerstone? To avoid talking about the capstone? Oh my God. And then let God prevail. Oh my God. I've studied the gathering. I know all there is to know about the gathering. And so I went to Hebrew scholars. And they told me a white supremacist definition of Israel is let God prevail. And other Mormons pick up on this, and they are now doing videos and speeches and talks. Ah, the chief cornerstone of the cornerstone, let God prevail. It's humiliating. The church should be ashamed and humiliated for their blatant lack of translation ability. I mean, yeah, I know. They don't claim it. They've dropped it. But still, dear God, all Mormons know they're supposed to have it, and they believe they are supposed to have it, and they don't believe me when I have it. Because if you hadn't noticed, who is the real prophet, seer, revelator, and translator, Mormons? By their fruits you shall know them. I just gave you Nelson's fruits and the prophets. They've got none. It's bad. It's spoiled, rotten, awful. But who? Who has been in your midst all these years doing videos? And you know me not. That was going to be my farewell video. I may not even do this one. But section 112, it begins at my house, the temple. It's Mormons. Mormons caused the end of the world. Joseph knew it. And it wasn't because of prophecy, spiritual witness. Yes, Mormons will be bad in the latter days. No, he knew the plot. William Morgan, remember? And so, this is all just what was planned and plotted 200 years ago. And YouTube, under orders of the church, has silenced me so that you won't know about this and that you won't be warned. Amos 3:7. Because they're not the true prophets. They're not warning you. They're sending you to your death. They're causing suffering. And here I have been the whole time, and you know me not. So, alrighty. Well, UPS is doing things as normal. Guy's going back from dropping off stuff here at the West Valley branch. Alrighty. So it must not be as widespread as I thought. It's just most likely localized to the 2 communities around who use the same power plant, I guess. Alright. Well, we'll see what happens when it happens. But it's now getting to be 9:35. So, going on 3 hours here. Yay. At least it's cold enough that my food won't spoil.